Yeah, how did you make your money, if I can ask? As you're 23, I know I don't know much, but I know you did the agency and you really worked hard on the agency, on the retainers, on the paid ads and promos, if I'm not mistaken. But it's also still very difficult to make a lot of money that way.
It's one of the easiest businesses, dare I say, even the easiest business to make $1 million a year in profit, maybe $2 million a year in profit. You're not going to make 10 million a year profit from that. You're correct. So I ran that business for 6 years. And in that time, towards the tail end of it, I launched an e-learning company. Because obviously, because I had this interesting thing where people could see me from 15 and see me when I was 17 or 18, and I'm, in my client's office, and I'm like, oh, this is the, I just got out the meeting with the CEO of Oura Ring. They're a client of mine now. Or I just got, this is me and my client that's flown me out in New York first class to, consult their team. Because I had all that, obviously everyone was asking, how do you do this? And, that's why eventually in tail end of 2019, early 2020, I launched a company called Grow Your Agency, specifically for agency owners. And I had that company for a couple of years, and that company leewayed into my first ever software company. So my first ever software company was, I partnered up with one of my clients at the agency. So one of my clients at the agency, her husband had spent a few years working on the software for influencer marketing, and it just, it was all self-funded, and it just never really panned out. But the tech was there. And, he came to me one day and said, listen, you have an audience. You have an audience of agency owners. What if we kind of tweak this thing and turn it into something for agencies? And that's how my first software company, Agency Flow, started. And, there's very big companies out there. I don't know if you're familiar with ClickFunnels. So I think they went from $0 to $1 billion valuation in 5 years, which is good, but it's more impressive that it's all self-funded. So no investors. And the reason they did that was because they got paid to get a customer. So most businesses go $200-$300 in the hole. Infusionsoft, HubSpot, these companies have to advertise, and they only get their money 4 or 5 months later. I'll be honest, I even had clients like that at the agency, because they're just they have a bunch of investors, a bunch of money, and they're trying to ratchet up as many users as possible to then sell. What ClickFunnels did is, they advertised and got people, doesn't matter who it was, a funnel is the thing for them. You have to create a funnel for your business. And that was the messaging. So they get people in, and let's say it's even a $12 book. Someone buys a $12 book. They spend $12 to acquire that customer, and they've done that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of times. But now they have a paying customer who then uses the software. That's exactly what I did. I had my e-learning business, and you get paid on the front end because agency is the model that worked for me. And on the back end, what solution are they going to use? It was Agency Flow. And, that's evolved over the last couple of years. I realized at a certain point, there's only really one business model I would feel comfortable speaking about in terms of starting as a beginner. Because, there's many other businesses that I have. For example, I gift you my eyewear. E-commerce, when you're actually building a brand, is savage. It's a very difficult business. Even we're 11 months into this year, and I haven't taken out a single penny of profit from that company, because every time you make money from that company, you then go back to the manufacturer and go, all right, slash the price 8%, slash the price 3%, 15%, whatever you can get away with, depending on your order size. So going back to the e-learning company, we rebranded from Grow Your Agency to Educate. And I'm very passionate about education. I just can't educate everyone because there's only so many things I know. And that's where we've brought on different educators. So I love what Masterclass did. So it's very similar to Masterclass, but I think Masterclass is awesome, by the way. But for $240 a year, I don't know if that's necessarily worth it to learn cooking. Maybe it is, but for the common person. So our model at Educate it's $125 a month. So far more expensive, and the first year is paid up front because you have your own concierge. You have your own student success concierge. But yeah, you have this basket of different business models taught by different educators. And we've got some other cool stuff. For example, my tailor has recorded a program. So going back to the not having a dad thing, a lot of the things that I wish someone taught me about. Like I was shit scared the first time I went to a tailor. I felt like I didn't belong there. So we have all these hard skills and then all these soft skills, and that's all under this package of Educate, which is great, but that model isn't going to make you a billionaire. The, I guess, more genius aspect behind it is you've got all of these business models and all of these online career paths. As you know, with pretty much every single business or every single career path, you're going to need software. So the software that people use, because I try to build the best solutions for people, are businesses that I own, I have a large equity stake in, or if I don't, and I don't feel like buying a solution or creating a solution, then it's businesses that I have 50-50 partnerships with. So anyone who uses that software, and bear in mind, it doesn't, we only recommend the best softwares. If you're starting an e-commerce business, you need Shopify. So if we're going to bring Shopify all these customers, I'm going to be honest, yeah, we should be compensated for it. So that is, that's
how you made the money.
that's the engine, and that's one of the businesses.
Okay.